Hey guys, QuickyBaby here with another gameplay video. I've had a few requests to try and do some Russian medium tanks, and while I don't have those unlocked at the moment, I got given this Type 59 in the gift shop last week, so maybe this will do for your Russian medium needs. So what do I really like about the Type? Frontal armor. As we can see here, I'm angling. It's very hard for these low tier tanks to penetrate you. Probably about like a 30 degree angle, because you don't want to give them your side. We can see that maybe they're trying to hit my side there, they're just bouncing off. Well, we've got more than enough penetration to put a shell through the front of their tanks. It's not really an even match, being 2 tiers above tanks, but you take what you can get. So stats wise, how do I feel like the Type 59 is playing out? Well, I haven't played it all that much, but let me just put the stats up here. I've only played less than 20 games. Can get good average experience in it, and I feel like with the matchups that it gets, that you can really influence the game. And this isn't how I only feel about the Type. I feel like you can do very much the same thing in a Pershing, and I will put up a Pershing video showing how I play a Pershing, which is in a very similar way to a Type. Obviously using a bit less of its frontal armor and using more of its hold down opportunities. And reviewing that shot, I have no idea how that one went. Must have gone under him. Yeah, it's pretty poor. So we can see here in my 6th slot, I'm using speed governors. Now what these do, it's unique to Russian tanks if anyone has not used them, is they increase your engine power by 10%. However, they damage your engine. I don't really mind about damaging my engine too much. I quite like the 10%, and that was maybe what I needed there to accelerate quickly to take out the AMX 1375. Now some Type drivers, and even medium drivers, like to use the 5% credit fuel. I personally feel that fire extinguishers on the non-Russian medium tanks are very useful, because of the higher chance to be set on fire, whereas with the Type 59 you've got a much lower chance. Here we can see a derp KV2 angled away from him. I'm trying to get them to shoot the front of my tank and then my tracks, using my tracks to absorb damage. My shot goes a little low and left there, so I track him unfortunately and leave him alive to fight another day. So we can see there's a bit of a situation arising. Maybe earlier in the game that you saw people were berating me for not going on top of the hill, but we can see basically our whole team has gone up there. If I hadn't been here whittling them down and trying to get them to lose some health, we could have been in a more awkward situation than we are now. So we've got 3 people capping, 2 tier 7 heavies, and we've got that KV2 who we failed to kill trying to sneak up on us. He's got the derp, so it'll be very unpleasant if he was to penetrate us from behind here. However, we managed to take him down effectively, and now it's up to us to try and interrupt the cap. So we got our KV1, wow, tier 5 heavy tank. Nice easy interrupt on him. Now I'm looking to interrupt the IS, because I know I've interrupted the KV, and that the IS will have the most interrupt. I only want to expose myself to 1 tank if at all possible. So I'm taking out the KV first, try and limit the amount of cappers that they have. Next we have some flush shots on the IS in the back. He'll have a hard time trying to penetrate me if I'm angled. T29 was killed by the AMX 5100 driver, who had a pretty good game so far. We're just taking down this IS. So the hill has been lost. I know we had most of our team up there, but I guess they fell back to try and look after base. So we've got a Type coming down the street, just trying to eliminate this IS. So trying to take out these Types from this kind of distance is pretty tricky. These are very ambitious shots by me. I feel like I'm not going to fire anymore in this location, because as we can see, the Type can carry, well, it carries very low amounts of shells. We can see that I haven't exactly been gung-ho this game, and I have 11 shells left. So I decide, we know that the types are coming down from the hill. I don't want us to all get boxed up in the same alleyway and have a shootout. So I decide to try and get around so I can have flanking shots on them. However, the AMX 50-100 decides to do the same thing and he bombs it away. And then here we see probably one of the most important shots of the game, aiming at this type. I managed to track him and get him to spin round for the AMX 50-100, who you do not want to meet in close quarters if you can't keep your front arm or to him in a type. So here we can see I'm trying to help out the other AMX 50-100. I must have done yellow track damage to him there, or his tracks just absorb it all. Was really hoping to be able to track him to let the AMX reload. Now we've got an interesting situation on our hands. We've got two types and a tiger versus me and a panther who just died. So now it's me versus 4 tanks. So we know that there's one type trapped in there on the right. Also conscious that we've only got 8 shells left, so I'm only really trying to fire when I think there's a really good chance to penetrate, but he turned his tank there towards the right, which made his frontal armor have almost a 45-degree angle on, which is, you're going to have to get a very good roll to penetrate. So me and the AMX were thinking the same thing, and here I was thinking about going down this alleyway, and then I had a really bad feeling that the type would be flanking me. Luckily my instincts were right and the type was waiting on the corner to try and ambush me. This one doesn't seem to be a stupid player. He knows that he knows where I'm going to go to try and interrupt the tiger, and he's already on his way to try and counter. So the tiger's half capped now. I'm thinking the type would try and cap as well, but he doesn't. He decides to go for it. I placed one into the side of him there. We took 2 shells unfortunately. And it looks like I reloaded quicker. I use vents and a gun rammer on this tank to make sure we've got rapid fire. Now I've got 100% crew as well. So that type there missed his shell. I have to interrupt this tiger now. We're in a sticky situation here where we've got one in front of us and behind. I go for his commander's hatch.
That's gotta hurt.
We put the shell in and we interrupt him. Now we've got a very interesting game on our hands. This tiger is not rushing immediately, and I'm using the wreck of the type that we created to hide behind so the other type can't shoot me. So it's getting pretty close. This type, all I can assume is that he decided that he needed to go AFK, or he's crashed. Maybe he had an emergency. He thought that I wasn't going to come out and then the tiger would be able to finish me off. So I put one in the type and then I turn around as quick as I can for the tiger who's approaching me, who nearly rams me to death, which would have been a big mistake. But we managed to bounce him and take him out. The type uncrashes or comes back from being AFK and we managed to take him out. We've got very low health and we're down to only HE ammo, so I didn't want to go hunting for the Jagdpanzer IV. My opinion is that if you take a cap in these kind of situations, you should do it, and you shouldn't try and go and be a hero. It would have been a Bolter's medal if I had, which would have been nice, but you know, you take what you can get. And all in all, that's it. What do I think of the type? Great frontal armor, same kind of gun as the Pershing, just plays in a different way really. So we had a great result. We got 2,292 experience and 132,000 credits, as this tank is premium, and wow, it can really earn credits. It's a great credit earner. So we hit 28 out of 31 shots, we killed 6 targets, we damaged 4, and we spotted 6. And wow, we managed to get 4 hero medals. We got Invader, Steel Wall, Top Gun and Defender. So yeah, brilliant, great result. So all in all, we can see the Type 59 is a great tank and pretty much on par with the Pershing. So thank you very much for watching my video, guys, and thank you to everyone who submitted comments. I do read them. I read all my comments and mails, so if you want to get in touch with me, and I've even had people contact me in game and ask for platoons, which I have. I've played a few games, which has been lots of fun. It's always nice to meet you guys. So thanks again for watching my video. If you've enjoyed it, please show it by giving a like at the bottom. And if you want to see more content such as this and other tips and replays videos, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks again and good luck on the battlefield.